working in the spirit of the Golden Empire. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. The investigation into how former McFarland City Manager John Wooner's SUV ended up in the Kern River continues. Officers who examined evidence at the crash scene were unable to determine whether the SUV was accidentally driven into the Kern River or intentionally pushed. The California Highway Patrol has seized the event data recorder from the city-owned 2012 Dodge Durango. The 57-year-old was driving and sent it to a multidisciplinary accident investigation team in Fresno, according to a court document. That team, which handles in-depth investigations of major crashes across the state, conducted an analysis of the recorder. According to the report, though, it did not say what information was revealed. Wooner went missing after he was last seen May 14th visiting Hillcrest Memorial Park. The cemetery is just over 11 miles from where the submerged Durango was discovered in the river July 28th. An officer wrote in the report that the roof of the SUV could be seen in the water and that water levels in the river had dropped about 3 feet in the week leading up to the vehicle's discovery. The coroner's office has not released Wooner's cause and manner of death. Making news across the state, Orange County police still searching for a motive in the deadly stabbing spree Wednesday. Garden Grove police say Zachary Castaneda robbed more than half a dozen businesses before stabbing several people. 4 people died of their wounds at 4 different crime scenes. 2 more are still in the hospital. Police say Castaneda is a gang member with a long rap sheet for violent crimes and should not have been released from prison. And now several families are mourning the loss of their loved ones, asking for AB 109, the law that allowed Castaneda to be released early, to be changed. National news now. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is asking President Donald Trump to use his constitutional powers to call the Senate back into session immediately to consider House-passed legislation expanding federal background checks for gun sales. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he'll not call senators back from their August recess, but wants to wait and consider background checks and other gun legislation when Congress returns next month. NBC's Peter Alexander has the latest.
Nearly 1 week after the mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton, there's growing pressure for stricter gun laws. The Senate's top Republican, Mitch McConnell, says expanded background checks will be front and center when Congress returns from its summer break after Labor Day. But he's resisting calls to bring lawmakers back immediately to vote on a pair of background check bills already passed by the House, now on his desk.
If we did that, we'd just have people scoring points and nothing would happen. But what we can't do is fail to pass something, by just locking up and failing to pass. That's unacceptable.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is pressing President Trump to step in, saying McConnell, describing himself as Grim Reaper, has been an obstacle to taking any action. More than 200 mayors, including those in Dayton and El Paso, are echoing Pelosi, writing to McConnell and Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, our nation can no longer wait for the federal government to act. The president's expressed a renewed willingness to expand background checks.
There's a great appetite, and I mean a very strong appetite, for background checks.
But the gun lobby is already pushing back. NBC News has confirmed the president spoke with NRA Chief Executive Wayne LaPierre this week. According to a source familiar with the matter, LaPierre told the president expanding background checks would not be popular among the president's supporters. LaPierre saying in a statement the NRA opposes any new restrictions on gun rights, adding the proposals being discussed by many would not have prevented the horrific tragedies in El Paso and Dayton. California Democrat Jackie Spear survived a shooting in Jonestown, Guyana as a young congressional aide more than 4 decades ago. Now she's underscoring the stakes for the country.
If we really have reached a tipping point, and I do believe that we have, when people are fearful to go out, to go to festivals, to go to grocery stores, to theaters, for fear that someone's going to blow people up, we have a problem.
All right, let's bring it back here at home and take a look at your forecast now with Kevin. We're heading into the weekend with some gorgeous weather.
Yeah, we are looking at some very nice weather heading into the weekend and ending out the work week today. The triple digits are gone. Finally, yesterday we hit 97 degrees. The record on that day, 112, set back in 1905. Cooler today. We're at 82 right now in Bakersfield. No winds to talk about. And as we take a look at the afternoon, we will be rising into the lower 90s before slipping back into the 70s by midnight. And then for the Tehachapi area, 77 degrees right now. This morning we were in the upper 40s to lower 50s. The wind's picking up a little bit out of the northwest at 15 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the day here, we are going to be looking at the upper 70s and then back into the 60s by 8. We'll talk more about the weekend weather. That's coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Kevin. The search for a woman who police say was kidnapped last week continues in Southern California. Amanda Custer grew up in Bakersfield before moving to Southern California. She graduated from Liberty High School in 2006. She vanished in Monrovia on July 29th. SWAT teams arrested her boyfriend, Robert Camus, on unrelated charges the next day. Custer has still not been found. During a news conference yesterday, her father joined authorities to ask for help.
Somebody out there had to have seen something, and now would be a good time to call it in. We just want to bring Amanda home.
Police say they have cell phone video of Camus rapping during an open mic night about killing a woman and burying her body. Authorities originally searched Mount Baldy and Lytle Creek, but those searches have come up empty. Education news now. Teachers have one of the toughest jobs in the country, a job made even harder because many of them have to foot the bill for classroom supplies. A recent study found 94% of public school teachers spend their own money on supplies for their students. On average, just under $500 a year. Many teachers in our community can't afford that, so we want to help, and you can too. We've posted the wish lists of local teachers on our website, KGET.com. Teachers like Martha Rojas at Stein Elementary. She's hoping for crayons and markers for her students and has a registry on Amazon. There are dozens of requests, most of them small things. You can buy one thing or clear off a teacher's entire wish list. There's contact information for each educator, and some are linked to Amazon wish lists to make shopping easy. To find the wish list submitted by teachers, head to our website, KGET.com, and click on the hot link icon.
Go Big Red!
The Centennial High Cheer Squad stopped by today to drop off backpacks for our annual back-to-school drive with the Bakersfield Homeless Center. The ladies dropped off 53 backpacks, which will all go to local kids who live at the Bakersfield Homeless Center or whose families moved out in the last year.
I know there's kids out there who are less fortunate than us and who may not be able to afford backpacks like we can, and they deserve the same preparation that we do.
And today is the last day you can drop off your donations for our annual backpack drive. You can bring them by our station at 22nd and L Streets or the Bakersfield Homeless Center on East Truxtun Avenue by 5 p.m. today. And if you're looking to pick up some back-to-school supplies, giveaways are happening throughout the weekend. Tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., backpacks will be given away at Tacos La Villa, located at 1400 Union Avenue. And family and friends of the late Jose Arredondo will be handing out backpacks at Family Motors Acura tomorrow from 3 to 5 p.m. That's at 4625 Weibel Road. In addition to backpacks, a shoe giveaway will be happening tomorrow, hosted by the Americana and Ruth Escobar Foundation. Students can get a pair of shoes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Williams Elementary School. For more information about all of these giveaways, visit our website at KGET.com and click on the hot link icon. Well, we all know that exercise is important for our health, and now another reason to find some time in your day. One devastating disease it could make a big difference in delaying symptoms of. Your 17 Health Watch is after the break. We're back now on your 17 Health Watch. Exercise may be able to halt the physical signs of Alzheimer's disease. Researchers from the University of Wisconsin studied over 300 people who had a family history of Alzheimer's. Overall, there was a decrease in cognitive abilities and an increase in the biomarkers associated with Alzheimer's in the older participants. But the development of the biomarkers was weaker in those who exercised 5 days a week for at least 30 minutes. Adventist Health will be hosting Free Breast Health tomorrow. The lecture will include what women need to know about prevention, imaging, and treatment. And to attend, just visit the Seven Oaks Country Club. The day begins at 8 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. Next week's already the first day of school, and you'll want to make sure your child is ready with all of their immunizations. The Adventist Health Mobile Immunization Clinic will be at a back-to-school bash tomorrow at 301 East 4th Street. This free clinic will be giving out immunizations from 9 a.m. to noon. But if you can't make it tomorrow, don't worry, because the clinic continues next week. Kern County Public Health is also offering vaccinations until 5 today and all next week at the East Bakersfield Veterans Hall. That's at 2101 Ridge Road. Hours vary throughout the week. Be sure to bring your child's shot record and your medical card. You can head to our website, kget.com, and click on the hot link icon to find a list of all the immunization clinics offering the free vaccines. A new international study reveals home births are as safe as hospital deliveries. Canadian researchers looked at more than 2 decades of birth data in 8 countries, including the U.S. They found babies born at home had no increased risk of death within their first 4 weeks of life than those born in hospitals. If you suffer from chronic pain, taking pain medication day after day can be frustrating. A Florida doctor is using a device that could help you avoid taking a pain pill ever again. Haley Pilot explains.
And basically all we do in this is we put in a needle in the spine.
Dr. Amitabh Goel with Sarasota Pain Relief Centers says the typical spinal cord stimulator has a battery implanted with it. StimWave, he says, is different.
And we were the very first people to use it in Sarasota and the surrounding counties.
No battery gets installed under the skin, making it minimally invasive.
There's a power source that's put on the skin that can feed into the wire directly.
Because of that, he says it can be used anywhere in the body.
We've used it in the knee, shoulder.
In Garrick Plonzinski's case, the foot, after 5 years of pain.
They did the temporary implant first, and after the first day, I was 99% pain-free, which was absolutely amazing.
Dr. Goel says StimWave could be for you if you have chronic nerve pain and feel like you've exhausted all your options.
And they're usually on significant doses of narcotics.
I've been taking so many Tylenol.
Dr. Goel says the procedure aims for 50% or more pain relief. For Plonzinski,
this is a whole different ball game, so it was so awesome when I was finally able to stand on my feet and like, holy cow, there's no pain.
It is very gratifying. This is what we go to medical school for.
Haley Pilot reporting. All right, checking out that forecast. You know what? You can just take the rest of the noon newscast to talk about this because it's such great news, Kev.
I know. It's a day that we all wait for, especially in the summer months. So cool down and out of the triple digits and beautiful clear conditions out there. And we're only in the 80s right now. So if you're thinking about maybe heading out and grabbing some lunch, it's a perfect day to do so. 82 degrees, no winds to talk about out there overnight. We were at 66 degrees below the normal of 70. Normal height is 97. I don't think we'll reach that. 112 is the record, and that was set back in 1981. 752 will be the sunset tonight. 82 in Delano and Owasco. 79 out in Buttonwillow. We have 73 in Frazier Park. Tehachapi at 77. A little bit warm out of Ridgecrest. No surprise there with a temperature of 95. Take a look at the regional temperatures. We've got 74 in San Francisco. Lower 80s in Fresno with 60s and 70s down to the south. If you're traveling, maybe heading out of town today in Vegas, they're also looking at a little cool down. Just a few days ago, they were right around 110, 111. Right now, they're at 99 with 97 out of Phoenix. Here's a look at their satellite and radar. Not much to show you. A little bit of cloud cover, light moisture into northern California. We're tracking this area of low pressure offshore. Somewhat stationary, but it's going to help us in terms of bringing in more of an onshore flow. And that will bring in that cooler air, and we're already starting to see that, pushing the ridge slightly to the east of us. Here's a look at daytime highs today. 86 in Sacramento, 76 in the Bay Area, 93 in Fresno with 70s and 80s south. And look at Vegas, only a high of 101. And the beach is looking great today as well. Pismo Beach, 70 degrees. UV index still high, and we've got low rip current risk and temperature right now out near Pismo Beach, 57 degrees in the water. A little cool for me. Here's a look at the air quality, moderate with an AQI at 84 today, and your forecast calling for 92 in Bakersfield, 91 in Delano, 89 out in Maricopa for the mountains in the Kern River Valley. We'll see a breeze continue to pick up a little throughout the day, 81 in Frazier Park, 80 in Tehachapi with 80s into the Kern River Valley. Lake Isabel at 89, 87 in Wofford Heights. And then for the desert, sunny, a southwest wind, 10 to 20, 92 in Mojave with 98 in Ridgecrest. Okay, ready, Maddie? Ready for the weekend?
Oh, ready.
It's that time. It's 12:15. We're on the way. 90 tomorrow, 91 on Sunday. So a beautiful weekend. And then, unfortunately, it's short. We are back near 100 again by next Tuesday and Wednesday. For the mountains, tomorrow, 77 degrees in the mountains. I know Tehachapi has a festival going on tomorrow. Just keep in mind it's going to be a little breezy, and I put the winds out of the west, 25 to 30 tomorrow. So if you're a vendor or you're going to be going to the festival, it will be a little bit of a breeze. And upper 80s return by next Tuesday and Wednesday. And then for the Kern River Valley, 80s through Sunday, back into the 90s as we approach the early part of next week. So
To my ears.
I know you're going to enjoy
Love it.
Tehachapi. The weather's going to be nice. You'll get that little breeze to go with it.
Okay.
All right.
It's going to be beautiful. Thanks, Kev. A new store coming to the... you know what? First, we want to talk about our Clear the Shelters drive. It's coming up a week from tomorrow. And every year we team up with NBC stations team up with shelters across the country for this massive adoption drive. We're working with the Bakersfield Animal Care Center to find new loving homes for cats and dogs. It's all happening August 17th at the center at 201 South Mount Vernon Avenue. From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. you can drop by and maybe add a new furry family member to your family. A new store coming to the marketplace. We'll have a look at this much anticipated opening and when it's happening. That's next in your 17 Business Watch.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
And we're back in your Business Watch. Just a few minutes ago when I checked, the Dow was actually positive. However, it's back in the negative territory. It's been a wild ride this week on Wall Street. The Dow is down 6 points so far in trading. The NASDAQ down 49. The S&P 500 down 7. Meantime, let's check oil prices as well while we're at it. West Texas Intermediate selling for $54.53 a barrel this afternoon. Midway Sunset started the day with a gain at $58 a barrel. Young home buyers are using technology to make the process easier to buy new homes. But as Liz McLaughlin reports, most people still want a human to close the deal.
More millennials are ready to enter the home buying market.
Tired of paying rent and ready to buy.
According to Michael Boo of Helen Adams Realty, those younger clients often want to speed the process with virtual home tours using cell phone video.
People are definitely making purchases based on FaceTime sessions with agents.
But even for digital savvy clients, the world of real estate is still relatively analog.
Really, we are still in a very relationship driven business.
Now, Amazon is hoping to facilitate those relationships on its platform with a program called Turnkey.
Some of the most recognized brands in real estate.
In partnership with brokerage company Realogy.
The benefit to the buyers, they're going to have a personally selected agent for them.
And when they close on their home,
here's the price brackets.
Buyers can get $1,500 to $5,000 worth of Amazon smart home gear and services such as unpacking and installing for free.
In order to get that maximum benefit of $5,000, you need to buy a home that's $700,000 or more.
The deal boosts Amazon's goal of being the online destination for buying just about everything.
Like a Ring video doorbell.
And Realogy will foot the bill for those extras, hoping to use Amazon for more leads and millennial buyers.
They're tech savvy, they're market savvy, so this is all a convenience factor.
Something that could drive the next generation of home buyers. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
Some local business news now. Lululemon has announced the opening of its new store at the marketplace, and it will take place next Friday. That's August 16th. The maker of yoga tights and other athletic wear will have a 3-day grand opening weekend at the new store, according to its Facebook page. The company's store on 8th Street in downtown Bakersfield is also now closed. She takes kids on adventures on TV, and now Dora is taking to the big screen. We'll have a preview of the much-anticipated family film. Entertainment news is next. Entertainment news now. After weeks of big budget blockbuster movies dominating the theaters, Hollywood's going for both quality and quantity. There are at least 7 films being released across the country this week. Raphael Seth has a look at a few of them in the box office preview.
Not really much of a dog person.
He's more person than dog.
Milo Ventimiglia finds his big 3 in The Art of Racing in the Rain. The This Is Us star plays a race car driver in this book adaptation. The story is seen through the eyes of his dog, who sounds a lot like Kevin Costner, and he learns a lot about the human condition as his owner falls for Amanda Seyfried and starts a family. The Art of Racing in the Rain is rated PG.
They have
been telling us forever that we are never going to do anything but have babies.
Street smart spouses can't stand the heat in the kitchen. This flashback to disco-era New York stars Melissa McCarthy, Tiffany Haddish, and Elizabeth Moss in dramatic roles. When the FBI sends their husbands to prison for mob activities, the three have no choice but to run their own racket to make ends meet. The Kitchen is rated R.
Forget about football.
Aldous Hodge does not forget about football in Brian Banks. This one's based on the true story of an All-American linebacker. He's preparing for college gridiron glory when he's accused of a crime he did not commit and given a prison sentence that ends his NFL dreams. Brian Banks is rated PG-13.
I have to keep going no matter what.
Isabella Moner says no swiping in Dora and the Lost City of Gold. This live-action take on the popular cartoon imagines the explorer as a high school student. She's just trying to fit in when she's kidnapped on a field trip, so she has to beat the bad guys, find her parents, and discover a hidden treasure. Dora is rated PG. That's the box office preview. Raphael Seth, NBC News.
Also out this week, scary stories to tell in the dark and a heartwarming drama called The Peanut Butter Falcon. Quite a few good ones. All right, when we come back here on 17 News at noon, it's time to meet our pet of the week in from the SPCA. This cutie is going to go fast. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Finally here at noon, Chuck Nordstrom is in with our pet of the week from the SPCA, who's making lots of noise over here. I think she just really wants someone to take her home, and she is so cute.
She is. Well, this is Pinky Lee, and she's about 6 years old, and as you can tell, she's a little poodle mix. As big as she's going to get. That's it. Sweet, loving little girl. Very good, very energetic.
Okay.
For being 6 years old, but for a dog this size, little poodle, 6 years old is not old at all.
No, not at all.
So she's still puppy, wanting to play and have a great old time. Loves everybody, does well in the car, likes other dogs, would fit into most any family.
And she kind of has that Muppet look on her face.
Yes, she does.
I love that so much. She still looks like a puppy. And what is it about poodles for people with allergies? Are they the ones that are like hypoallergenic?
Hypoallergenic. They still,
okay.
All dogs have dander, but
Okay.
they have less and they don't shed. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, wow. That is pretty nice. My Roomba would get a break. All right, so Pinky Lee is looking for a home. She was a stray that someone just brought into the shelter, right? So,
Tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Okay.
She's available for adoption.
all right, she will be ready to go home with you starting tomorrow. So you can come by and see her and see if she'd be a good member for your family. And you can check out the SPCA. They're over there just off Rosedale at Gibson Street. You can also call 323-8353 and go see if your dogs will get along with Pinky Lee and if she's a good fit for your family. So we hope she finds a good home. Chuck, thanks so much for bringing her in this afternoon. It's also a good time to remind everybody if Pinky Lee isn't the right fit, there are lots of cats and dogs up for adoption at the SPCA.
Absolutely.
And, of course, at animal shelters across the county. And you can join us at Clear the Shelters next Saturday, the 17th. Thanks for bringing her in, Chuck. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at 5. Have a great weekend, everyone.
17 News, your local news leader, continues 24 hours a day on KGET.com and our 17 News app in the spirit of the Golden Empire. 17 News.